This is just a very small story, which all I know really. I don't want to bore anybody with my voice for too long. This is we've all heard of AI3 Atlas now, and everybody knows about it more than I do, I'm sure. But I thought I'd go on about it a little bit. It was reported by that famous Harvard physicist, cosmologist, I don't know, Loeb. Nice chap. I've seen him on YouTube, looked at his site myself. He's brilliant. And I think he reported it about 2 months ago, saying the AI3 Atlas meteorite, he suspects, we didn't say it was, he said it may be an alien. He didn't craft, he didn't actually say, oh, that's definitely one of those, But what got him going up, he said, because it's the trajectory, it just hid behind all the planets. And when you listen to him, you can say, yeah, it makes sense. Why would this thing just do that? As if it was, and now I think it's behind the sun that we can see it. So if anybody says this anything after that, unless they can see behind the sun, great, but I don't think they can. But he wasn't trying to scaremonger. He was just telling me his facts. And he's perfectly right. You can see really peculiar how the trajectory it came. Anyway, I'll put my 2 pence worth in what it's worth. And if somebody has it, he put somebody's doing it already. Is that where it came from? Mr. Lowe described it come from was the same area where now I can't say this thing. Amu Maui. You know that big one looked like a long turd. It's supposed to be at 90 foot long. Came around 4 years ago, and that one. Anyway, I can't say it. Amu Maui. I don't know. I can't even say it. But yeah, I think everybody knows what it is. Well, that one came from the same area of space, which is probably huge, but you look at big area of space, it's relatively small. And not only that, what came from that same space was the wow signal. So the all three is but the only interaction what we came from outside the universe, really, and from the same area. And that's the bit I found more fascinating than and all this what's going on at the minute. Um, but is it a spacecraft? This AI3 Atlas? I don't think anybody's going to know. Like that professor says, even when it comes behind the sun, it could be even cloaked or could even look like a meteorite. It could have the technology to make it look like a meteorite. Or if it isn't a meteorite, that's going to be. If it doesn't change when it comes behind the sun, that's going to look strange because what I know about the sun, anything that comes anywhere near it, it disintegrates it. So when it comes round, if it's so close, if it's just a meteorite, it should physically look different. It should. So if it doesn't, that should give off signals to say. So I'd be thinking, well, people probably say, well, it should change. Well, it's changed. That's definitely one. But no, if it doesn't change, then I would say, oh, yeah, that's a bit odd, you know. But well, I don't know. I don't know cosmology. I can't even find the sun. I put that on. But it's definitely odd. And there's other things where what people are saying was odd about it is that the plume's obviously extended behind all the way on a normal meteorite. But this one hasn't. When it got close to the sun, it sort of went to it. It got pulled. The plume, instead of going behind it, it went towards the sun, as if the sun would join it to it. But they explain that by because it's water and gases and it was basically coming out. But it still didn't explain why it wasn't coming from behind it. And I think amateur cosmologists had took photos and they said it was turning green and red and different colours. And then I think they explained that again because a leakage of gases and what have you, and it cooling down and eating up with the sun. So yeah, there's lots of things I certainly don't know, but they all admit it's acting unlike a meteorite. So Mr. Lowe, it turns it probably could turn out to be right. So when it pops around the sun, I think it's on the 29th of October, we'll find out. You know, and it's no good guessing. I don't think anybody knows. If anything, if it is a meteorite, it won't pop around the sun. It's just disintegrated. You know, and who knows all this. But it's supposed to be huge. At first, somebody said it was about 75 miles. Then I read it was 3 mile. Then I read it was 40 mile. I don't know how far it is. I can't see that far. So I only know what I've read anyway, and recently, and I've read that many different things. What's so they don't really tie in. It's just, I think it's guesswork. I think the only the best person is that Mr. Loeb. I did read one guy from Cambridge, and he said it was all silly, which I thought that was a bit harsh because um, that was about 2 months ago when the Cambridge guy said that. A cosmologist, a specialist in that field, and he wouldn't have anything to do with it, but and just dismissed it, you know. But I thought a bit odd that because let's be honest, if that guy, Mr. Lowe, he's at Harvard, he didn't get there for being daft, did he? You know, he knows his stuff. You know, so I know I trust him. Anyway, if you know anything about that AI3 Atlas, please let me know because I'd be interested. It really would be, yeah. Fascinating, especially when it comes around the sun and it's still there. Maybe think, what is it? Yeah, if anybody's got any pictures of it, what's not faked, obviously, because they all seem to be. You look on anything on Google and it's like, oh gosh, what is that? You can't really believe anything, can you? Anyway, God bless. I hope you like that and say it was the 3i Atlas, and I'm sorry I can't remember that or say that other one. What looked like long period. It's Omumari or something. Because that was more fascinating than the 3i Atlas. Because I think at Harvard University, what recorded signals from it, and it actually bounced off it. The wreckage bounced, and where if it was a normal meteorite coming through, it shouldn't have bounced off. It should have absorbed it. So it had some sort of thing on it. So that was and it elongated. So to me, that was really peculiar. And that only came out 4 years ago, prior to this one. And also that Amumar, I can't say it. It changed its speed. And meteorites don't do that, do they? You know, it changed its speed. And what I can understand what I've read, I'm not a cosmologist, I ain't got a telescope. It's supposed to change its course, and also the planetary systems. It wasn't it never had an impact, so it kept it going. But the it just didn't. The gravity on the gravity on any of these planets never interrupted with it. It kept its course, which is peculiar. You know, you think it'd be drawn into them, but it didn't. So that big turdy thing that went by 4 years ago, that was even more interesting, I thought. But anyway, but the WoW signal was good anyway in '77. If you get a chance, have a look at that WoW signal. A lot more interesting than made out. Go on it and you'll see it on the internet and have a look at the signal itself. It's they don't often tell you, but it's very interesting. Yeah, there could be code breaks and all sorts looking at it, and they all say there's something in that. So, good luck. Thank you for looking. God bless.